Hey, why did I buy the R3? Probably because it's sexy as fuck. So let's do the why I chose the R3 video. So this is just going to be my thoughts and opinions on the bike and why I picked this over the other like starter bikes. So the Ninja 300, the CBR 300. Maybe you could throw the 650s in there too. But why I chose this one over anything else, like under a 600 that you would consider buying as your first bike. So just the background, I didn't ride dirt bikes or anything as a kid. No motorcycle experience to speak of, nothing. When I was, last summer, I decided, hey, I'm buying a motorcycle, bought some gear, went to the MSF course, and eventually I bought this. Like, that's it. That's the two clutch riding resume. So that being said, I didn't want to start on a 600. I thought that's a bad idea. I want something smaller, and specifically a 300. I did think about getting a 650, like an SV 650 or a Ninja 650, a used one, because it probably would have been less expensive than this, actually. And I wouldn't outgrow it so quickly. But I'll fill you in my philosophy, my thought process when I chose this little beast. I don't know dick about bikes. Like, they got two wheels, they got a throttle and brakes and some other shit on there, clutch levers and whatnot and so forth. But like mechanically, I have no fucking clue how it works. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know. I've never like claimed to be into that kind of stuff, like figuring out how this thing works on like a technical level. So my point being is that like if it were to break, I have no idea how to fix it. I'm just gonna give you a quick little walk around, and I think the snow is like a sick backdrop to the bike. So we're gonna get some Instagram action going here too. Do you see that thing? Let me hit you with a walk around. I love the front end, minus those stupid fucking turn signals. I need to get the TST flush mount ones. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's just a matter of getting them ordered. Come over to this side. Just the stock exhaust. The whole bike right now, as it sits, is totally stock except for the Graves fender eliminator kit, because the original one is massive. It's like swoop, like it's the biggest fender you've ever seen on a bike. So yeah, totally stock right now. It looks good though. We're gonna hit an Instagram photo real quick. Oh yeah. Those are sweet. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not going to tell you about all the specs. Like, if you're looking at this, I'm assuming that you're interested in the bike. You've already read, like, the spec sheet. You know it has 321 cc's in the engine. You got, like, single rotor up front, single rotor in the back. There's a chain that makes the bike go, you know. If you want the specs, here they are. Bing! But I'm not going to worry too much about that. You can read that. You can look it up. I'm guessing you guys want to hear, like, how the bike actually is. Like, real world. Like, why would you want it? This isn't a full-blown review. I'll do, like, a like a good review later when I have even more time on the bike. So I decided to go new because I thought that would alleviate more problems than buying a used bike. Like, I don't even know what to look for on a used bike. I wouldn't know like what signs of wear there are and stuff, you know? So I went new. Just so that I had like some confidence, or not really confidence, but like some assurance that everything was going to be all right, like mechanically. And then if any problems did arise, I have like a factory warranty and certified mechanics and stuff to take care of it, because otherwise I would just be on my own. The second reason I went with the R3 is because the insurance was much less expensive than for other starter bikes. The Ninja 300 was about the same. I didn't even consider the Honda, to be honest with you. It's underpowered. There's nothing exciting about it to me. It looks okay, I guess, but no, I wasn't really interested. I was really between this one and the Ninja after I decided I didn't want to go used. And I chose this primarily because of the styling, if I'm being honest. I think it looks better than the Ninja. I sat on both in the dealership. This one seemed to fit me a little bit better. I like the way the tank is shaped. I'm gonna just pull out into the turn lane. This one just kind of fit me better than the Ninja did. And I like the way it looks a lot. And, I don't know, it's got a little bit better power curve, I think. It's more linear than the Ninja. The Ninja acts more like a 600, where it just wants the balls revved off of it. Whereas this one has that extra, like, 25cc or whatever on top of the Ninja. So that allows it to have a little bit better low and mid, which is nice. You know, it allows the bike to pull a little bit better. That being said, the engine on this bike is fucking awesome. I don't really have anything to compare it to. Like I said, this is my only bike that I've really ever ridden. But it's super smooth. It shifts fantastic. I guess that's actually the transmission, not the engine, but it is. It's awesome. The bike is super smooth. The engine's great. It's a ton of fun. Little revvy, little beast. It'll do over 100. Insert clip.
You want to get it a little bit? Go ahead and get it. That's 100. Yeah, the bike is fast enough.
Bike is cool. You know, it's good for the highway. It's super good for shooting. I go to school in Detroit and live in Livonia. For all you guys who don't know, that's about 25 miles one way. All on the highway. It's highway like the entire way. And this bike does it zero problems. And I save a ton of money because it gets about 55 miles to the gallon. And that's with me riding it like a bit of a dick most of the time. So I imagine if you rode more conservatively and less like a douchebag, you'd probably get over 60 miles to the gallon, which is ridiculous. But I do shit like this all the time, and that just kills my efficiency. But it increases the amount of fun I have, which is really what I'm all about. That's the only thing that matters to me. The other things that I like about this bike are, it's like the perfect beginner bike. It's built, like it's purpose built to teach you how to ride motorcycles, you know? I say do the MSF course, buy an R3. Like, that should be your progression as a new rider. Just because this bike like facilitates the perfect environment for you to learn in. The engine isn't so powerful that it's gonna bite you. Like look, all right, so I'm going along 40 miles an hour, whiskey throttle, 100%, you know, nothing happened, boom, 100%. Can put throttle off, throttle 100%. Like, if you were on a bigger bike, you just 12 o'clocked your bike, you fucking fully looped it, 360, you're on your back, you know. This bike isn't gonna bite you if you do that. Same deal goes for the brakes. And this is a little bit of a double-edged sword. So the brakes aren't super strong, which for a beginner can be great, because if you grab a big old fist of front brake, you have a better chance of not laying the bike down. But on the other end, the brakes aren't super grabby, so you don't have incredible stopping power. And that can be fixed pretty easily with some steel braided lines and better pads. So that's not a huge deal. So that's what I'm gonna do come spring when it warms up a little bit, is get some Spiegler brake lines and maybe some better compound brake pads. And that's taken care of. So it allows you to learn just without having to worry about anything. Like, if you were to start on a 600 or even a 650, like, you kind of got to baby the bike. Fuck this guy. You kind of got to baby the bike because it'll kill you if you don't, and you're not a good enough rider to really ride that bike well, you know, or like how it wants to be ridden, how it's supposed to be ridden. But this bike you can jump on and you're good to go. Like, you don't need to be fucking Valentino Rossi to kill it on a 300. You can ride this bike on the street super good, like right out of the box. There's no problem. It's not a hard bike to ride for the reasons I listed above, or previously. Can you tell I'm a college kid? Refer to the shit I listed above. That's why my paper is good. That's what I just pulled. The other things, you know, it's like it's comfortable. Like, when you're a new rider, you don't really have the best riding position or anything like that. You don't like have that muscle memory of gripping the tank with your legs or being light on the handlebars. So this bike with the more upright seating position allows you to ride more comfortably. But if you want to get aggressive, the handlebars aren't so high that it like hinders you from doing that. Like, if you want to go chin on the tank and get behind the windshield and go full street Rossi, not an issue at all. Like, the bike is set up for you to do that, but you don't have to. It doesn't force you into that super aggressive position. So that's great for new riders, because you just don't, you haven't developed the strong like riding, you haven't developed a good riding position yet. So if you are in the market for a Yamaha R3, I'm thinking this summer you'll be able to find them used. They just came out last year, so now people are probably going to be getting rid of them to be like looking for bigger bikes. So you can probably snag yourself a hell of a deal. This guy's a fucking dick, alright? What was I saying before that guy fucking just drove like an asshole? Oh, alright, yeah, so they're going to be coming up used. So you can probably snag a pretty sweet deal on one right now and pay a lot less than I did. What is this? High school kids are gonna fight? I think that's high school kids about to throw down. That's Corrado Park. It's right across from Franklin High School, and like that was where people went to like fight after school or do drugs and stuff. It's kind of a shady place. So yeah, go ahead, buy yourself a used R3. They're fucking awesome. The R3 gets the 2-clutch stamp of approval. No doubt about it. I love the bike. I think you'll love the bike. Buy one if you're on the fence about it. Totally no regrets. Otherwise, I hope this video helped you guys out if you were kind of thinking about the R3 and gave you some insight. If there's anything else you want to know about the bike, go ahead and put a comment down below. I'll get back to it as soon as I can. I read all of the comments on my videos, primarily because I don't get a lot of comments on my videos because I just started the channel. But no, if you need to know anything about the bike or just interested, have any questions about anything, go ahead, drop below, and I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. I've been 2Clutch, and I will catch you on the next one.